We're not that late there, Randy. But welcome to Sunday Snake Shack. I'm finally back after a feeling long hiatus of being sick. I've got Charlie from Reagan Renee, Royal Pythons, backstage, at least with one of his cameras. But I want to shout out the chat. And Randy, you are the first one here. So welcome. Phillies stink. We're Yankees fans here in Craft Brew. We got Soul Man in the chat. But since so many of you are probably still over there hanging out with Fred and AJ on their channel, we're going to go ahead and bring on the guest. What's up, Charlie?
What's going on?
We got Eric's Morph Factory joining.
Nice. Oh, you think a bunch of people are still over with AJ and them?
I'm assuming they were giving away, a $500 credit. So.
Oh yeah, nice. Awesome.
So, we can just wait. We'll go over the, regular stuff of, introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, what you do, that sort of thing before we get into the whole, snakes part of this chat.
Had to remind somebody it's live.
It is.
Told you. All right. You want to, I guess you want us to go through and kind of intro a little bit?
Yeah, do the little intro. I can show off the tarantula I got when I met Reagan, but
awesome.
I'm not picking it up again, but
no?
That's what you're going to get. That's where it is.
Nice.
It was in a deli cup when I met Charlie for the first time with his daughter.
Yep.
So that's was my fun pickup from the Oak Show.
I tried to open up the chat on the side here, but it wasn't showing up in my browser. So I was trying to see who all is in, say what's up and keep up with people. I see Randy, I see one or two others, but.
So you got computer is what I'm seeing you on now, and then phone is the other one?
Yeah, this one's a phone over here.
Yeah, so on the computer, you should be able to see it on the other side. You just can't comment.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I see it come up there. Reagan, did you make your dad wear a matching shirt? Did you make me wear this shirt? No? All right. Well, how many we got in?
There's only 4.
That's all right.
Yeah.
And at least one of them I know already knows who we are. Eric's Morph Factory too. I'm pretty sure that we.
Yeah, everyone knows who we are. And it is what it is. I mean, it's still early. I don't know who the heck's still playing sports balls, but
yep.
Yeah, they'll trickle in.
Well, the Phillies they just wrapped up, so
I can't believe they're in the World Series, man.
It's unbelievable. What a time for sports up here right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, Eagles are undefeated.
Wild.
Phillies are in the World Series. I mean, the Sixers and Flyers still suck right now. So
the Sixers, at least, for sure. Phil, what's up?
We got Phil in the chat. Nice.
I like the 76ers. It's not that good.
All right. So
absolutely.
We'll say that counts for chat for shout outs. Charlie, brief introduction, where you're from, how long you've been in it, that sort of thing.
Might as well go through it, especially, even though there's only a couple here now, especially if some people watch it back. But for anybody who doesn't know, who are you?
Reagan.
Right, that's Reagan. I'm Charlie. I run pretty much all the social media for us, but the whole family is pretty involved in this thing. So my wife Stephanie as well. She actually does a lot of the upkeep and husbandry stuff during the day.
Bringing out a snake.
That's cool. Oh yeah, she can't help herself. But yeah, I mean, we're Reagan Renee Royal Pythons, named for this one sitting right here. She was, I think my wife technically was the first one in the house to want to get us back into snakes. That's her favorite right there. That's her banana Mojave clown. I think she was the first one that really wanted to get us into snakes, but Reagan kind of took off and became the one, I'd say almost the most interested, or the first one to get interested in breeding and things like that for in the house. We had a corn snake first, then that turned into 2 corn snakes. And then Steph wanted to get a ball python. I think we got it for her as like a Christmas present or something.
No, it wasn't a ball python.
It was orange. No, the banana and cheese.
No, it was ball sweet.
That was Mother's Day. That came later. Yeah. So We got a. She was like she was the first one to want to get a ball python. Sorry, I started twisting up my words there. And then Reagan was watching Snake Discovery, and then Billy, for mutation creation, egg cutting videos and stuff like that. And then it all kind of went downhill from there. I appreciate the room comments, guys. We actually just finished expanding this room, expanding the room out. So
Thanks, Nicole.
Bow
Yeah.
room made.
Yeah.
It was a bow room, but now we turned it.
Oh, there you go. Got the Lady
Adult
Tiz shirt
room.
on. Told FNA Live to come over. Awesome. Thank you. Nicole. Thanks. Yeah, so I mean, the rest was kind of history from there. Once we had the first ball python, obviously that quickly turns into 2. Then the next pickup was 4. So then once you're at 6, it's like, then the next pickup's another 2 at a time, and it just grows. So now we're sitting on, we have 80 total in the room right now, I think, but probably 20 to 30 of those are up for sale, and probably about 20 of those.
So are those breeders, stuff you're not working with, and stuff you produced?
Mostly stuff we produced out of that number.
Okay.
There's a handful of breeder things we turned over this year. We took a big leap trying to go much higher end, and not even just not even just visually higher end, but more powerful genetics, more power pack stuff, and I'm sure we'll talk a lot about that. So we took a big leap into that this year. And so there was a couple of things, like even like a single gene exanthic female who was really nice too. We probably could have or should have held on to that, but even that we gave up this year. And
I think I was talking to you about that one.
Probably.
There's been a few that's like, well, I could add that one, but I don't want to fall into that pitfall of I have too much stuff that I'm working with.
Right.
I kind of want to keep it condensed. I mean,
yeah.
When I started, which is a 3-tub sea serpents rack.
Okay.
With 2 normals. I mean, at least the one turned out to be pied and a girl, so that was nice.
Nice. Oh yeah, we did. I saw that one, right? This one recently you had the clutch with the champagne.
Yeah, the one that
awesome.
with the champagne that popped out that pied looking thing.
Nice hat pied, yeah.
All right, so
it's genetic testing. That's what that was.
Yeah, right. I mean, it saved me from sending the shed out for the
absolutely.
So that was nice. But so Nicole does have a question. Lowest age and weight you successfully bred it.
All right, so this is an awesome question because this is going to tell you a little bit more about us and how we started. So we didn't have our first. It wasn't the first ball python I ever owned. I had one back as a teenager, but the first ball python that we've had in this house together, under this name as a business, I don't think was a year old before we probably had our first clutch, because we turned around and bought. Once we realized we were going to do this and go hard into it, we turned around and bought a ton of breeder. It's not a ton, but several. It was a ton for us just starting. Several breeder and near breeder females. So the youngest I think that we've had successfully go yet was and she was probably already about 4 years old and 1,700 grams. We didn't have any really inexperienced first time girls that were. We had some that were first time, but even then they were 4 years and 1,700 grams, 4 years and 2,000 grams, stuff like that before the first time they went for us. So this year, different story. We've got a girl who's only just now crossing into her 3rd winter, so she's not even quite 3 yet. And she's about 1,450, and she started to lock already and show signs. So it's a different story for us this year. A little bit younger, a little bit lower weight, but
yeah. So for me, I'm sure you've seen my social media, all that stuff. My first female that laid a clutch, I actually bought as a male. So
nice.
It got
going the other way.
This time-ish last year, and she starts bull wrapping, doing stuff that would be indicative of a female. Now, she was lighter. I think she was about 1,250. And, Jeremy Turgeon is just throw the male in. If you think it's a girl, she's reluctant to, or he is reluctant to show his hemipenes, you just throw the girl in there, or throw the boy in there, see what happens. Well, they locked up, and I got a clutch of five babies. So, I mean, she was smaller. But she did get up to about 1,700 grams while she was building, and then dropped down to like 14 before she laid. And I thought she was really small, like 900 when she was done. But
after she laid? Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. Small after they lay. Even a 1,700-gram girl, I mean, she could lose 600 grams to the eggs if they're good-sized eggs. I mean, you can, you know what I mean? She'd go up 1,100 by the time they're done. So
yeah, I mean, this thing, it looked like a windsock. It was like, oh man, I feel bad.
Yeah.
Thank you, but yeah.
I mean, Phil mentions here, you know, that this is can be a controversial topic. I think that's true. I think there's a lot of people have conflicting opinions on what's too small and all, but I think Justin is one of the biggest. It doesn't always mean you're the most ethical for sure, but he talks about starting on a little on the smaller side and saying that his experience has been the stuck eggs have been usually multiple time breeders, not necessarily the first time, and that if you can, I like this question. And what else do they say? That a lot of times if they're not ready, they just won't go. They'll just reabsorb.
Right.
They won't develop. So that's interesting. We're not going to really push that down too far this year. We have a girl maybe around 1,300 or so. We had a much older girl, much bigger, go off food for a pretty significant amount of time last year, and eventually got the advice from someone who's been around quite a while, put the male in. And we did. And we also did two things with her. Put the mail in and did a car ride. So I couldn't tell you which one because I did two variables at once, which one did it. But she went right back on food, and she took several meals before she went on to lay. And she was in really good, a lot better shape by the time she laid. She gave us one of our best clutches last year in terms of quality.
We're going to give credence to Randy's question.
Question for Reagan. Rename your dad. Anything. What would it be? Say it nice and loud so the camera can hear. If you could rename your dad anything, what would it be?
Joey.
Joey. All right, Joey.
Okay. All right. What's up, Rob? Thank you for tuning in. We got
Rob, what's up?
the chat's moving. I meant to highlight this comment from Phil. From where he says he started this.
See? And some people might not be happy to see that, but I don't know. I'm starting to lean more towards that. It's I don't know that it's not that terrible of a thing to do to start them a little on the smaller side. That they will start. Most of our girls from last year, granted, we've done I think 7 or 8 clutches now only, so it's limited experience. But most of our girls, once they started pairing, went crazy over food. I mean, they really became significantly better eaters for a time until they go off food when they're
that butter I had that reabsorbed. I started pairing at 1,200. She got up to like 1,800 grams, and then reabsorbed. So
then reabsorbed. Yeah, we had one.
Yeah, but she's locked up again, so we'll see how that goes. But I mean, I feel like if you can check off, the age box, the size box, or the behavior box, you can check off 2 of them, you're good.
That makes sense.
All 3, even better. Because I mean, in nature, they're going to breed if they're going to breed. All right.
Yeah, I'm not huge on that. Like people throw in nature out there for a lot of things. In nature, they do this. In nature, they do that. I mean, they also don't live as long in nature, so not everything that happens in nature is better necessarily. But to this one, I'm kind of like I said, I'm starting to fall more to that category that if they've got enough years under their belt, they're showing signs of maturity and things like that, then and she's getting close to size. I think like I said, a lot of times it seems like they'll beef up.
Yeah.
But there's not really any harm in waiting. Like you shouldn't necessarily push it just for financial gain anyway, I guess. Like, if you can wait, if the pairing's not critical, I mean, that's something that you're going to hear me start to talk more and more about. Again, I try to stay away from controversial stuff, but sometimes I think less might be a little more, especially right now in this industry. So if we have pairings this year, I'm looking at going, you know what, maybe I'll wait. I could get production out of this female. She's there. Maybe I'll wait till next year because I'll have a better male and I'll be better positioned and it might be a better clutch. So You know,
Oh yeah, I
you
mean
don't
that
have to flip it. Maybe don't.
make it be like a powerhouse. Like you got to every year, this female's got to pop out, 6 eggs. They're not like the rodents that we're feeding. We got Jeremy in the chat.
Jeremy, what's up, bud? I don't know if we have a Warfel sticker. She's looking at our sticker board saying, do we have Warfel's morphs? We might have to fix that if we don't.
I don't know. I picked up one of yours on my shoe from the Oaks.
From Oaks, yes. Reagan handed them to everybody. I think somebody eventually threw one on the ground.
All right. So before we get into the fun part of this show, do you have anything else besides ball pythons?
Do we have anything besides ball pythons?
Yes.
What do we have?
Corns and boas.
Can you guys hear her all right?
I heard the boas.
What did you say first?
Corns.
Corn snakes and boas. Awesome.
Corn snakes and boas, yeah. Not really a part of the breeding program. Hence, you don't see them in the name of the business. It has royal pythons built in the name. That's really all we're primarily working with from breeding. But yeah, as pets, we have 2 corn snakes. They were the first ones we started with, and then my wife Stephanie has 4 now boas. She's got a 1.3 on boas. So.
Oh, that's good.
She
I can give you a 2.3 if you want this guy. He stinks.
That's it. You don't know? What's Cupcake?
A banana Mojave clown.
So say it.
Banana Mojave clown.
That's what we saw earlier, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, her banana Mojave
That
clown.
answers Charlie or Randy's question.
Yep. Yep.
All right.
So she may breed some of the boas. They're a couple years out from size. She might do that, like once to do the live birth things. She can see that she grew one up and did it, but it's not really a part of the business plan, so to speak. But it'll be cool. We got some decent stuff in boas. Her male is a blood, which is one of their recessives over there, I guess, and then her female. She has 2 females. She's got a hypo, possible super hypo, which is a codom in boas, right? It's not a or an incomplete dominant, right? It's not a recessive, and it's het for I think T positive albino, and then no call albino. I'm sorry, it's het for call, and then she has a sun glow, which is a coral line I think albino, so it's a hypo albino. So she's got 2 that have the hypo and albino going, so she'll be able to make. The first go around, if she were to use that male, which she may not, would be some hets. But then the next step, she could turn around and make they call them sun dragons or something like that. It's a blood. Pretty sure. I'm not too solid on the boa morphs and genetics, but
and sure. Any boa people, chime in the comments. Even now or after it's over, correct us because we're ball python people. We got hypos or recessives and not necessarily indicative of hypomelanism. But anyway. All right. So you want to just get to the fun part?
Yeah, what do we want to do?
Let's show off some snakes.
All right.
And we'll talk about genetics in the middle.
Yeah, well, I think that'll lend towards it anyway. So we can go. Do you want to go babies first or big project? Where do you want to go? Hatchlings from this year or big project next year?
You got the center stage, so
we'll go hatchlings. Who do you want to get?
You can try it all off. I'll bring on the second camera. Put that over here.
All right, so
Figure out how to switch it.
Yeah, but it was when we were live. It wasn't when we were live. We'll show the babies too. All right, so she's gonna grab her banana Mojave clown Cupcake, and we're gonna we'll show him first. We'll show him on the big cam, and then we'll show the mom too. We'll show the G-strike that we paired him with, and we'll show the babies. Oh, are you gonna put him in there? All right, she put him in a light box. He's a little big for it, but. So here's her banana Mojave clown. He's proven now. He bred for the first time last year.
It
might be better to pull him just out to the big camera. He's a little big for the light box. And now he cocoed it up.
All right, you want me to put you back over there? There we go.
So one of the projects that we're really chasing down this year well, we started this year, and we're going to do quite a few more pairings in it next year. Although we're going to take it up a notch. Is G-stripe clown. So we have two double het females this year that'll breed in that project. I'm going backward on the camera. So this is Cupcake, Reagan's favorite snake. This is her boy, Banana Mojave Clown. We have two double het females that'll pair this year with a chance to make visuals with them. We have a quad het female that'll pair this year with a chance to make visual G-stripe clowns. Oh, watch out! She still looks like she's ready to eat. So we wanted to get some dominant genes into the project, some other fun dominant genes and combos to play with in the project in the future. So we're hoping to make our visual male this year coming, and we grew up the het. So she just looks mostly yellow. If I can get her tail, maybe you can see the stripe. So this is a super pastel GHI banana, obviously, G-stripe visual genetics.
Heck, you can't even. So you know that it is what it is.
Yeah, I'll show you how I'm 100% sure that it is what it is. So they gave us a clutch this year. It was a very small clutch. She was our one that had gone off food for a long time that I was talking about earlier. So she gave us a clutch this year where we got our. Yeah, we'll switch over to the baby cam now, the snake cam. Let me grab his sister.
Here we go.
All right, so remember, it was banana on both sides of the pairing, right?
Yep.
So here is your pastel, because it was super pastel was a mom. GHI, Mojave, banana, and then she's double het for the G-stripe and clown. So we'll be able to come back to her one day to try to make some cool G-stripe clown combos. It was a 1.4 we got on this clutch, and I could not have scripted it better. Since banana was on both sides, right? We had the female I just showed you. This is the male super.
His name is Sprinkle.
Super banana pastel GHI Mojave.
That one.
You can see the color difference between the two, and that's the only real difference. The pattern's a little bit crazier on the super banana.
They still have that jagged thing on the dorsal.
Yeah, I can try to. I actually like the color better on the single, not the super.
Look at Danny's here. Thank you, Danny. And he says that banana is nice.
Danny said that. Oh, the banana is nice. Yeah, thank you. Yep, these are like I said, these are the double het in the G-stripe clown project. We got the one without banana on the female side, right? Because the dad's a male maker, so that means we could only make males that were banana or super banana, but we could make females that were normal or banana with this combo. So that's actually what I wanted out of this pairing was that one right there. She's in shed, but this is the pastel GHI Mojave double het girl. She's a little smaller than everybody else. She was a slow eater at first. Now she's slamming food pretty good. And then the other one we got was the only one without the Mojave. We got a Pastavi, which is she has Mojave too. Everything was Mojave we got actually. Only one without the GHI. Can you bring Princess this stuff back over?
Welcome, Brandon.
This is we're keeping that male, the super banana, pastel, GHI, Mojave, double het, right? What's interesting is he could go back to the mom, banana, super pastel, GHI, G-stripe, right? And they could actually make 1 and 2 would be super bananas, right? 1 and 2 would be super pastels. 1 and 4 would be super GHIs. 1 and 2 would be G-stripes. So you have pretty good odds to make like a super banana, super pastel G-stripe, or a super banana, super GHI, super pastel.
Yeah, something that's going to produce everything you know it's going to produce.
Yeah. So, and this is the only one that we were releasing from that clutch. This is just pastel Mojave, but she glows better than most pastel.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. Got some guitar picks in the alien heads.
Okay. So, and she's double het. So there's a pastel Mojave double het G-stripe clown female. She is actually listed on our morph market. If she doesn't sell, I won't cry about it at all. We'll just go on to pair her eventually too. But
hopefully she sells tonight.
I won't be mad either way with that. I mean, we'll take the cash and reinvest it, or like I said, she could sit here all the way until she's up to size. I'll be okay with that.
Danny always forgets about my show. It's the same time every week.
Forgot about the show. It says that
I scratched my beard, my long finger. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
All right, so that's
Nice stuff you got
what
so
else
far.
we can do.
Okay.
I'll do one. We won't get her yet. I'll do one that's less. We'll do that extra. We'll work down. We'll work down. We'll work down. We'll work down.
I want to put this color.
You're gonna carry that up gently.
What is this?
All right. This one's less visually interesting, but I think it's cool. I posted this on Instagram the other day, just to like when people talk about head influence, and I actually heard Kai. I forget, was he on with Adam? Kai was talking about the head influence of Xanthic, right? And I am a believer in exactly what he said, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, this is a triple head. So we took our candy pied male to that Xanthic female that actually someone in the chat, he can decide if he wants to say it or not. But to the Xanthic female that somebody here in the chat actually got from us now, and hopefully she goes on to do big things for him too. We took him to her, and so this is a triple het candy Xanthic pied. So I mean, it's a super normal, right? There's no codons at play, but look at it next to another normal. This is het G stripe, 50% het DG. But they have like this granite look almost to them, and these like real dark blacks and like almost, and I don't know if the color's really picking up, but almost some orange tones and stuff in here. And it's all it is. It's got to be like the head influence of the genes swimming in there. But I just think that's cool. But unfortunately, we hit the opposite odds on that one. Instead of hitting 1.3, which would have been nice for a triple het project, right? We hit 3.1. So
You had a 1.1 out of that, at least.
So we got our 1.1 that we're keeping back. But now I've got 2 triple het males, and those are up on Morph Market too. What are you saying, Reagan?
Oh, what's up, Keisha?
All right, you want to get in now, Elsa?
I feel weird going back and forth between the reptile room and the photo box.
We're walking over because there's like this room's like kind of L-shaped, and then all the baby racks. Well, the one baby rack, which is going to be a whole row of them, is on that side, and these are the adults behind us here. All right, that's a bell, but we're doing a lot of stuff with a lot of hidden power in it. So this one, and actually this male is already actually both the parents from this have already moved on. She's a little freaking out here. So that's a bell. So it looks like a bell, basically. But Reagan wanted to be sure we showed her because her name is Elsa. We also have a male of this who's on Morph Market as well. We're going to keep the female because she acts like super, and she's got het G stripe, and she's 50% het for DG. But we have a male like that too. That's up. So I was talking earlier about G stripe clown as a project, right? And I was saying we're going to do a little bit that, but a little bit heavier this year with something else.
Oh, Reagan's on the screen now.
The big goal for us this year, coming and for the next year, is actually Desert Ghost G stripe clown. So you're going to see like a lot of G stripe and DG type stuff going, and a lot of hets in our stuff. With hets with Desert Ghost G stripe and clown, but
Yeah, so I mean, what started making this chat be this early was the snake I won from Antoine.
What's that?
It had the same recessives that Charlie's talking about. Unfortunately, that's burst. So we could have talked a lot about what stuff we can add to that project on this live, but so
that was a so that pairing from that bell that I just showed, and we have a bunch of different combos of Pastavi, Mojave, stuff like that as well, and butter. It was a butter G stripe het DG. And we paired him to just a Pastavi last year, just to make some more G stripe het DG females growing up with some other genes. But unfortunately, that was poor odds on male female too. You cannot touch buttons. That was poor odds on male female as well. So we have a bunch of that stuff listed. We basically got the one bell hold back, but it acts like super. Who's heifer G stripe? It'll work in our thing. She's possibly hiding pastel as well, and then she could turn out to be heifer DG.
You say it's hiding pastel?
Could be, right? So it was a
Do the eyes show pastel?
what's that?
Are the eyes like that?
No, the eyes on her were I mean they're blue. She's a bell.
So you can't tell either way.
Yeah, I can't tell. So she could be pastel, who knows. But what else did we do with that male before we actually sold him to somebody else down in Maryland. We also took that same male, the butter G stripe het DG, to our blackhead calico female, who we should show her. She showed her mom.
We want to see the snakes. It's been a while since snakes have been shown here. So
I love this. She almost looks, people ask sometimes, I guess she's super blackhead and stuff like that. It's just the interaction of the blackhead and calico. I believe there may be, what do they call it? Like ringer gene, red gene swimming in here. I'll show you two girls that we're keeping back and show you why I think that. Because she's have one that may be blackhead and calico, but doesn't look like this. And actually we have another baby situation that came out of that we're holding back too, that we're not 100% sure if he's got blackhead or not.
And that's going to be the screenshot snake.
Yeah, some of these are much more defined than
with that iridescence going on and the alien heads being all wacky. That's insane, man.
Watch out for him because he's no, we're gonna put him in the camera. He's only got you last time though.
Wait, is that Oliver?
Yes. All right, it was butter, blackhead, and calico were the only genes that we knew were in the mix. We got a butter. Told her what happened.
I had the wrong button. Sorry,
we got a butter calico girl that we sold. We made the copy of mom. This was what we were going for, and this is like what I'm most excited about. We made the blackhead calico, just like mom. I'll go on the side cam. She's not as broken up on the side pattern. See, it's there. Like she's got the same real dark dorsal. She's got the pattern drags on the side, but not as small as mom and not overwhelmed with the darkness. So this is blackhead calico, right? You're shaking the camera, dude. 100% heifer G stripe and 50% heifer DG. So she's a holdback. Hopefully she proves for both for us. That'll be a big, another cool gene to add to that project, we think. So we're going to do a couple of things to try to add dark stuff to that. DG G stripe and the DG G stripe clown stuff.
I mean, that thing's all dorsal.
Yeah. So we also got two sisters of hers. Oh, you're in shed. That look like they're just calico. But again, they still have the hets, so we kept them. Oh, they're both in shed, of course. Never mind. And then we got this male who I can't tell if he's blackhead or not. I thought he was for sure when he came out because you can tell the butter's there. You can tell the calico's there. We had one that was obviously a butter calico, but the pattern drags did not look anything like this. It was, you'll see what I mean once I get him out of the little toilet paper roll hide. The striping, the floating patterns, the pattern drags. So unless he's also just butter calico, but like I said, maybe they have red gene, ringer gene, swims around a lot of blackhead stuff, and it would explain why the mom's so crazy. Don't hit buttons; you're gonna kick us out alive.
We did what?
She's pressing buttons on the computer here.
Oh, I pressed the button that booted you off the screen because I wanted to take you off the full screen.
She's got the new stuff on the screen now and stuff too. So.
Well, I mean, this is the important screen that we got you on there right now, so I can just unmute your phone.
If the red gene, ringer gene, or something like that is there, that would maybe explain why he was so different. Because the other calico did not look like this. It just wasn't as floating. The other butter calico, it was cleaner inside. These didn't have all the speckling.
So
that's it.
So, Charlie, can you explain how to identify because butter will wash up the sides a little bit. How you can tell that it's calico as well?
There's just more chaining here, and then again, like I said, like see the white that's coming in as he gets older, the white will spread up more, but the white that's coming along the bottoms of these, the one that was just butter, these were clean, like almost they had some that were like looked like this one in between my thumbs here, but it was clean one color. It wasn't as speckled and as grainy, and it didn't have some of the white in the bottom portion like down here. So they were just like solid and like a little bit, like a lot cleaner, I should say, not even a little bit.
Yeah. So more of the fading rather than the pixelation. And the pixelation would indicate calico.
Yeah. And we had just a single gene butter male out of this that sold too. So I don't have them to show, but it didn't have it didn't bleed together this much either, not nearly this much. Like all this stuff down here, the floating stuff, it didn't do any of that. It was a ton of these repetitive, like, maybe like that double, but mostly just like the singles.
Yeah. My butter won't help because she's old as hell.
Yeah.
All right. So, of course, we've hit this point in the show early where I have to let my dog out because she's like bugging me. So, Charlie, I'm gonna put myself on the logo thing, and Shelter Snakes, keep talking.
All right. You just said you can't push buttons. Yes, I said that because somebody was pushing buttons on the computer. All right. What else can we show? What else can we show? We want to show the candy stuff?
I was about to say something.
Can you get dairy out? No, get dairy.
Okay, I'll get dairy. Dairy. Let's do dairy first. Let's do the dad and the mom first. I know he's a lot big, except I'm still gonna put him in.
No, don't put him in there. Put him in front of the. Oh no, that's on the screen. Okay, fine. Because Kent wants that. I think we let the dog out. He said. So.
Yeah.
All right. This is our
dad.
breeder candy pie male. Squeezed in the light box here, poor guy.
Because that's
So-
what's up on the screen.
We paired him this past year to a vanilla Enchi, 100% het pied, and she was 50% het candy, and she proved out.
Grab burrito.
That's not the one. It was Felicia. So this is the vanilla Enchi male that she produced. This one's listed and available. So that's a double het, vanilla Enchi double het. And then what we have here is what we believe is the candy version. No ultramel stuff to show at all, Danny. Not any.
I do. I'll keep behind the chats so Danny can't see it.
I believe this is the candy version right here. So that would be the vanilla Enchi, candy, 100% het pie. And I wasn't sure at first if he was vanilla also, but what we're looking at is the pattern is so reduced back here. I mean, some of these aren't even like, there's barely anything but little blotches, and there's a ton of blushing all through here. And on the head's got this nice, perfect, like square pattern almost to it. And then this girl over here is either just a really nice candy, or she may be a vanilla candy. They're crazy for only a couple of sheds in. These babies are really active.
Yeah, there you go, Jeremy. There's some bird food for Danny.
Here's bird food. Here's a vanilla candy het pie. But we think, like I said, there's a lot of blushing in here too. Though a lot of candy stuff has that, but also the pattern's really clean. There's like almost nothing in the alien heads. There's quite a bit of banding, but she's not Enchi because she wouldn't be as purple probably. I think Enchi's going to be more red and orange in here. They never really purple up this way like the other one I just showed, right? So it's a good chance she's vanilla. It's possible she's not too, but she's staying. She's a female holdback, so we'll find out. So I can call her. I guess we can call her whatever we want because it's not like I'm selling her to somebody. So
We haven't decided
We'll
yet.
find out.
I mean, that's all. The purple's on that snake, bro.
I
Like, that was the one
I
you
love
did
about
the
that project.
I believe when we set up this
Can you bring it back?
light box.
No, that's not.
Come on.
It's too pretty for birthday.
Who said that?
Oh, they went off screen.
Uh-oh.
Shelby, welcome.
It's a little water, it's fine.
Okay, I know who
All
we're
right,
going to do
all right.
next.
Now we're about at we can show the pie. Oh, pie boy. I know he's in the shed. Of course, everything's in shed today.
I have someone. Daddy.
Hold on.
I
Not there
have
yet.
someone.
And then here's another one from that clutch. This is a male. He's listed, available up on Morph Market. Anchi candy. Or Anchi pie. I'm sorry. Het
Anchi
candy.
pie?
Yep, Anchi pie, het candy. Sibling of those ones we just showed. He's really cool. We just don't need to keep him. You know what I mean? We have the visual male. We've got pastel Enchi, 100% het candy, 66% I think het pied female, and her shed was the first one we sent out to the rare genetics thing for testing to see if she's pied or not. And then we've got the mom, like I said, who's vanilla Enchi, double het. So we just didn't really need. It's not gonna need that on the male side in the project. So.
What's good? YouTube vents, YT vents.
All right, we're gonna go. I guess we're going to the heavier stuff now because what I'll do is I'll segue. We'll go into the We'll go through the 2 more hatchlings, but they're pickups for this year that are kind of introduced, like I was talking about earlier, the big project that we're pairing everything
Right.
for
So
this year.
for those that aren't, that's all stuff you produced so far, right?
Yes.
That we've shown. So I mean, that's all stuff that Charlie has made in house. So now we're getting into the future projects and the crazy stuff.
Missing anything else we're keeping that was particularly cool too. Anything else that we produced? That's pretty much all of it. I mean, we made so because we hit that the one I just showed, the vanilla Enchi candy het pie, because we hit that, we might actually let this male go. We have some fire yellow belly double het stuff from 2021 actually growing up. And so we have a fire yellow belly female we can keep. So we're probably gonna put this male up now instead. Is he in there? Is the light box frozen? Is it frozen?
Yeah.
There it goes.
There we go.
So this is fire yellow belly pinstripe double het candy pied male. It's got a weird like orange ringer back here. So we were keeping him to work fire and yellow belly into the project a little sooner. We were going to possibly put this to we have a pied het candy female that's up to size. But what we'll do probably now is keep the 2021 a little bit bigger fire yellow belly female and work the vanilla Enchi male that we produced this year instead.
Nice.
He's listed right now on Morph Market, but I'll probably take him down, the vanilla Enchi candy het pied male. We'll probably work that because we can go back to the vanilla Enchi double het female and have a good chance to make super vanilla candies, next year even. And then we can work fire and vanilla together for like the creams and stuff. We can work.
Yeah, and then it was awesome because it doesn't make a black-eyed Lucy.
Right.
It doesn't make a white snake vanilla to fire.
That's why we're leaning on keeping the fire on the female side and keep the vanilla male instead. Yep. Because then we don't have as much problems with running fire through all that project.
Yeah, my buddy got he did not verify the sex of his snake when he bought it. So he has a super fire that he bought as a female that is a male. Now he lucked out that I have a super vanilla trick, and we can make combos of vanilla and fire out of that later.
I like the cream stuff. The super vanilla stuff I like a lot too. It's just like I said, that fear, right? The white snake makers and.
But when you can, take that out of the question, when you have fire and vanilla.
Yep. All right. So these are 2 pickups that we're growing up, and we're going to try to make a male. Maybe this year, hopefully, we make the right male for when these girls are up to size here in a couple of years. So that's another vanilla. But this is a vanilla triple het DG G-stripe clown. That was one of the pickups for this year.
Wow.
And then here's the other pickup.
That's clean.
Here comes the big stuff. That's the opposite of clean.
Yeah.
Clean.
Can you put her back in her tub?
Yes.
She's a little feisty, but she'll be all right. Just keep her head tough. All right. This is a pastel confusion
Which one?
triple het. It says vanilla triple het over there on the left, about part way. No, lower. Yep.
Good job. Thanks for stopping in. Ugh, I can't talk.
So this is probably one of the things I'm most excited about growing up in Iraq right now.
Yeah, my confusion is.
We'll go through, like I said, we'll go through some of the adult stuff now, some of the stuff that's pairing for this year. We've got a chance by the time she's up to size to have it at least, probably, now, I mean, hopefully the odds are with us, and I'm not sad for saying this, but we should at least have the Krypton DGG stripe by the time she's up to size, if not the actual clown triple. And I'll show you why I say that. We do have some pretty good stuff, pretty good odds actually on making that. Yep, DGG stripe clown. That is the project for us. That is what this whole year coming is all about. I love this. I love the colors, how they're coming out, and this down here, and this stuff around the neck, a little broken up pattern in the neck.
Thanks, Ray. Patrick, welcome.
That is lab facility.
Yeah, Charlie's got it all set up.
All right.
I think that's
All right. You show the male for this year. This fool. No, not him. Under. Yep. Watch out for him. He doesn't like me. Maybe he likes you.
I'm not sure about him.
All right.
Come here.
This is
Even
our
though I don't like his name.
our
Like his name.
kind of our primary, breeder for this year that we're hoping on. He's sitting at close to 600, about 600 grams. We're hoping that he's ready to go. This is pastel, DG, G-stripe,
Where are you?
and he's 100% het cryptic.
Look at that.
So about 600. So we're hoping he'll go this year. We got a lot of females lined up for him if he will start going. He looked interested. We had him with a firefly Enchi clown female last week. And he was crawling around on top of her a lot. Like it wasn't like they just did the go sit at opposite ends of the tub thing. He was crawling on top of her quite a bit. It looked like he was starting to figure out what he's supposed to be doing or where he's supposed to be. So we think that he's going to probably lock up here.
God. Charlie's showing off some fire.
So that's him. So I'll go through some of the ladies that we're looking for him for this year.
I got my co-host Reagan up there while Charlie's showing off snakes.
Reagan's dancing. So this is the female I was talking about that he was in there with the other day. Probably have to do this on the big screen, on the other cameras. It's probably not going to fit in the box. They're starting to get a little on the bigger side.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the Firefly Enchi clown female. So everything from that pairing, right, should be at least triple het because you got a visual DGG stripe to a visual clown with a good chance to throw kryptons. You got pastel on each side, so you can hit super pastel. You got the fire and the Enchi, so you can hit, Firefly kryptons that are double het for DG and G stripe. They'd actually technically be quad hets, right? But the krypton acts like a visual. The camera always messes me up on which way to turn. There we go. But I really like this girl. I think she looks really nice.
Left.
So
Left is right on the screen.
what's that? Oh, left is right, yeah. So a good chance to make some combo kryptons that are double het for the DG and the G stripe. That should be fun. She's in shed. So, and she already is like blue to begin with because she's hypo. So there's not that much to see here. I don't mess with the light.
I wanted to turn it on for a second.
We talked about this.
No buttons. You kicked off the line. She's This is this pastel hypo het clown female.
Okay.
So you're 1 and 4 to hit kryptons on that, right? But they would be the kryptons, right? Which is already a double het, would be 100% triple het for DG, G stripe, and hypo.
Not gold in shed though.
And then what you don't hit a krypton on, yeah, she's in shed, so she's about as hypo as it's ever gonna look.
Right.
What did you eat for dinner, Reagan?
Soup and I don't know its name. Grilled cheese. Soup and
Is it
grilled.
tomato soup?
Soup and grilled cheese. So your minimum on that, right, is a DG G stripe hypo triple hat, right? And you can hit pastel and super pastel, or you could not hit either pastel, I guess, too. But the best case scenario is that krypton. So it's a 5 het and the 2 are visual.
Right.
So we're just stacking genes and stuff. I know it's gonna sound crazy, like 5 het, 4 het, 3 het. A lot of the stuff is like that, but we're trying to build out some females that are going to be, there's flexibility in either project and pack a lot of power into a small space. You know, I'm not trying to sit on 100, 200, 300, never say never. 2 years, 3 years, I might be eating my words on that, but I'm not trying to sit on 100, 200, 300 breeder females. I'm trying to have.
I'll
If
say
I
as well,
mix-
I expanded.
Yeah.
Charlie started 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But you want to keep all your projects like where they can overlap, right? That's what I'm getting.
Exactly. We're overlapping stuff that'll go well together. And to have those extra hets there is stuff that it's like, if I miss, you know, trying to make a DG clown, maybe you make a G stripe clown. Like,
Right, you'll hit something in the mix.
do I think I'm going to turn around and make, you know, a visual 5 recessive or something? Like, I'm not crazy. Like, and I understand the odds. I've done the math on all this. Like, I'm really into math and stats. But what I'm also ensuring is that the odds when we miss again are really, really high. So this is she just ate, so I don't want to mess with her too much. This is an acid het G stripe female that he'll also go to.
Nice.
So hopefully we can make a visual acid G stripe, 100% het DG, and that'll be 50% het cryptic. So she's I don't know if I can show some of the acid pattern on her. Not as nice, I think, as our confusion girl. She definitely was more broken up, but the confusion also has pastel in it, to be fair. So, but that'll be a pretty cool pairing, I think, just to get some acid G stripes.
Right.
Again,
Right. Viral and dancing on screen.
And so now remember, I have like the blackhead calico, 100% het G stripe, 50% het DG girls growing up.
Right.
So to turn around and hit like an acid G stripe, you know, that's 100% het DG will make for some fun pairings, you know, in 2 years, 3 years. So, like you said, we're trying to leave a ton of overlap in everything we're doing. It's almost all in the same wheelhouse, with the exception of the candy stuff, which is kind of the first project we got into. There's overlap on all of it. Even that, we're starting to overlap that in too, because we're doing more. I do have a bunch of double het candy clown males up for sale too. I didn't really even show much of that. We're doing more with clown than we are with pied going forward with candy.
All right. So everybody that's watching, if you're interested and they're on Charlie's Morph Market, the link is down in the description of the video. So go check that out. Add some banger double het males to your collection if you need them.
It's the cool thing about that is like, and like I said earlier, I have the triple het exanthic candy pieds. If you're already working like, for some reason you're working with like snows or something like that, exanthic pieds even, like there's some crossover there, and you can add a whole nother color to your projects, right? All of a sudden you can add purples. So if you had albino stuff, albino clown stuff, or like I said, snows, you could turn around and add purples to that pretty quickly just by adding the candy. And you'd hit candinos. They wouldn't be candies right away, but you'd start to build out some het candies that you can make more candy stuff if you wanted, if you were interested in that type of thing. I know lavender is the really popular one. We like lavender too. We just chose to be a little different and go with candy, and we liked how the candies look. They purple up really fast. I don't know. I thought there was some fun stuff that could be done with that. We do have a lab. Your boy Brainy.
We don't have a lot.
No, we don't have a lot of lavender.
Welcome, Mitzi. Thank you for joining.
Okay, there's one more female that male might go to. So the DGG stripe het cryptic. We have a quad het female. We also have a quad het male. We were going to put them together, but we may wait one more year to go the quad to quad, because there's just so much better odds if we use that visual DGG stripe het cryptic male. to make the male that we really need for the DGG stripe clown project.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
So
See, I had all these questions about what I was going to ask Charlie about what he wanted to add, what he wanted to bring in, and he's already gotten some crazy incomplete dominance like acid and confusion. He's working with some crazy recessives. So like, my questions are like, oh, what's next? I mean, what's
what else
that
do you have for questions? I'll try to stay on more on. We don't need to. We showed our sister. We do have. Okay, so
we worked through the list. We're good now. We're on the free chat part.
That's funny. We have another one that male may go. Well, no, probably this will go to a different male. This will go to a male we probably picked up from Billy now. Since we're probably going to take the pastel DGG stripe het cryptic to the quad het female. This female kind of fell off his list, but this is a pastel Enchi clown female. So we have Reagan just didn't want me to get away with showing her sister and not her. So I showed the Firefly Enchi clown. This is her sister. So, and they're pretty close in size. She's a little smaller than the Firefly, but all right. What else in that project? Jonesy. Oh no, we show the quad heads, right? This is the quad head female. She's all right. I know, she looked like she was ready to eat. But
I do not like her.
Why? This is the pastel quad het DG G-stripe clown and pied female. She's up to size. She's pairing this year. Like I said, we have an Enchi quad het male that has locked the pied female already. He locked a banana pastel yellow belly pied female, the Enchi quad het male did. So hopefully we get some nice pied combos that have, we can try to test for het clown potentially with the genetic testing now, which is really changing things. And then also they'd be sitting on 50% het for DG and the G stripe in there, which is a plus too, because again, it's crossover. So any females we kept out of that, again, it's like there's so many hets that are going to be layered into this stuff.
Yeah.
So G stripes later and go, oh, no.
Charlie, since this was one of my questions, what are your thoughts on the testing?
Yeah. Okay. So, and I seen, I didn't think it was a controversial thing, but I saw a counter opinion this week of somebody who was heavily against it. I'm the other way. I'm totally in favor. I'm in love with it. It's really pushed so many things forward for me. There's a couple of pairings we weren't going to do because they were going to make pos hets that now, as I just mentioned, banana, pastel, yellow belly pied female. We took an Enchi quad het to her. The best thing I can get visually out of that are cool combo pieds, 50% het DG, 50% het G strip. But now and they would have been 50% het clown. Now I can find the double hets in that, right? And I'm gonna kind of sound like I'm contradicting that a little bit now, but there's a lot of other genes in play there. What somebody was upset about that I saw in a comment somewhere was, well, now your pos hets are worth less, and the pos het could have been worth, they said, thousands of dollars, and now it's not. Okay, first off, there's not a lot of pos hets that wind up worth $1,000 unless there's a lot of other stuff going on in that pairing. And then also, most of the pos hets aren't listed that far above price from the without het version of the same combo, right?
Bless you. Yeah.
Good. Okay. So more often than not, actually, the math works out. I've tried the math. I've laid it out on paper a bunch of ways. The math works out where the value actually of the whole clutch, if you were to calculate, if you were to just hit the odds, which is no way to know what you're actually going to get, the value of the whole clutch actually goes up with the testing, because the ones that turn out, if you have good combos going on already, the ones that turn out now to have the het clown, let's say, jump significantly more than the other 50% that you should get that turn out not to have it.
Right.
So it's actually a bigger spread up usually than down. So it's usually going to work out better. That's not always true though. And I'm not advocating for people throwing, het pied to het clowns and trying to test. I don't think you're going to do very well doing that. Because again, even if those do turn out to have the hets, they're still only worth a couple $100. So, but when we're doing stuff, again, it's got 4 hets in there and it's going to something that has visual pied. So half the clutch is going to come out pied. To find het clown in there, the value goes up a ton because now you have possibly a pastel Enchi pied that's double het for and it's het for clown and 50% het for DG as well, and G stripe. So, for
and
me,
be a 100% het for both of those things make that snake.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So,
yeah. So like some of my things are 66 and 50% het. Clown, some double het, hypo stuff. Anyway, like sending those out to know for sure saves me a whole year.
Yes, it's pushing the industry further too. People can get upset about that, but it's good because you might have paired something hoping this if it turns out that the animal is not het, right? If you did not have that information, you might have paired something like a G stripe to it, hoping just to prove it. And now you're sitting on a bunch of het G stripe animals, and we've got 7 more het G stripe animals on Morph Market. You know what I mean? They're just
right.
7 more just single het G stripe animals. So you got 7 more $70 snakes up there in the 40,000 snakes we have on Morph Market. So it pushes the whole industry forward, which is what we're all about over here.
Okay, take that off. I mean, like really, like this is possible double het.
Right.
If it's just an orange dream, that sucks for me that I wasted that time.
Right. I think it pushes. I think it pushes the industry. If anything, I think better because again, I think you'll have less possible junk pairings that'll go on. I hate to call something a junk pairing, but
So, hypothetically, Charlie, from everything of that clutch that I produced, everything is everything's 50% het pied, given the mom might up being het for pied. But everything else is like 25% het lab, the entire clutch.
Right.
So I could be a butthead and say everything is still that, and I know it's not.
Right.
I mean, none of the champagne stuff is het pied, aside from the one that visually showed that it could be. So it takes away from people doing that, where they're like, you have a minimal percent odds of this recessive coming in, and
behave, Patrick. We're in public.
I mean, I think that the testing keeps us in check, because if you have anything with a ringer, you can say, oh yeah, it's het pied.
Right.
Was pied in there. I'm getting a steak from Chris BNS that has a ringer. It's pretty sure it's not het pied.
Right. No, there's stuff. You see stuff around that throws ringers that aren't het pied. There's like a lot of Justin tends to post a lot of clown stuff. That has ringers that doesn't have pied in there. They just threw these cool ringers. So it's not necessarily a guarantee.
Yeah. Or white tip at the tail. Yeah, that means it's this.
Right.
All right. Charlie, are we using the light box anymore?
I don't think I have anything else small enough to go in the light box that we're going to look at.
All right. We'll leave that in the back.
All right.
Blue, Daddy.
What's that?
Oh.
Sprinkles, yeah. We have one, so we're torn. So I just showed 4 females going to that male this year with a potential fit. No, 4 I showed so far. So we're considering dropping one more off of that roster. I'm not sure yet if it's going to be the we may wait till next year for the acid het G stripe. She's a little on the smaller side to the conversation we started with earlier. She's a little on the smaller side. We may wait one more year on her. Maybe even have a better male next year for that. Something that has the clown in there too to keep all 3 of the genes that we want in our project. But because we also just picked up, and she's in quarantine, so I can't bring her down. We showed her already. Yep, we showed her. We also picked up a black pastel leopard, possible yellow belly, 100% het clown female.
Nice.
And so there's a really good chance, and here's genetic testing. Again, this is why a part of why I like it. We will put that DGG stripe het cryptic male to her. Now the het cryptic gives me a nice acid test. That'll find a couple of our het clowns in there because she's a het clown, right? Then what's left, we can test to see where the het clown is. We can keep the het clown because that's what we want in our project. We're going DGG stripe clown. That's where we're going. 100%. It's like if they don't hit that in the next 2 years, I'm gonna feel like we failed. So
hey, what's up? we got Stephen and Courtney here. They're going to be our guests next week.
Awesome. I love these two anyway. Stephen and Courtney, they're great. I watch his stuff. I'm more on the operations side for a living, and so we have like everything in here streamlined to get cleaning done fast, and get feedings done fast, and all that stuff. So I've been watching all their stuff for all the marketing tips because I'm not usually client facing on the sales side of things. You are shaking at the camera, dude.
Yeah, I get that.
So yeah, I've been watching all their stuff for that. So we may table that acid girl in favor of getting black pastel in the project. Hopefully hit some cool black pastel. And I have leopard already with those 3 hets going. But to get black pastel in there would be, I think, really cool. We want to add dark stuff like the black het I showed earlier, black pastel. The other one I'm really eyeing is Wookiee. Really, really interested in picking up the right thing with Wookiee, maybe Wookiee het clown if I come across it. But
Charlie, part of me wanted to make the Chewbacca noise given my beard.
I
can't do that.
We're still live, bro.
Hey, a couple more minutes there, Reagan.
Oh yeah, what time is it? All right, we got 2. There's not much to show in there. We have 2 girls up to size this year that are double het for G-stripe and clown. We're gonna drop. It's more of a long shot, but between the 2 of them, we have a good chance of hitting a G-stripe clown. It's a pos het. For DG, we're gonna drop a pastel Enchi leopard. No, that's not right. Pastel Enchi leopard triple het male that we have. He'll be going to them this year. So 2 double het G-stripe clown girls. So should make some cool combos, and hopefully we can hit between the 2 clutches. Hopefully we can get a little bit longer odds, but hopefully we can get at least 1 visual G-stripe clown out of that. Like I said, our goal for this year is to walk away with like a G-stripe clown that turns around and improves het for DG down the road, or DG G-stripe 100% het clown, or the Krypton that we have possible on a couple of. When we put that male to the quad het, we have the possibility to hit the 1 in 4 to hit another Desert Ghost G-stripe, but this time with good odds to have het clown instead of het cryptic, because we're more interested. I like the Krypton stuff is cool, but we're more interested in getting the true clowns, not the Kryptons.
Nice.
Tyler, what's up, buddy? But we want to walk away, like I said, with an upgraded male for next year. What?
Cheesy.
No.
Uh-uh.
Leave her alone. Our other chance to make our male out of that is we just picked up. He's in quarantine. We picked up a pastel pinstripe clown, 100% het enhancer, and 50% het for G-stripe male. Okay, so he's visual clown, 100% het enhancer, 50% het G-stripe, and he is going to. And she's in shed, but I'll still show her because her stripe's really clean. One of the things he's going to this year is our she is visual G-stripe, right? So everything is guaranteed double het clown G-stripe out of that pairing, and she's 100% het enhancer as well. So we can hit enhancers that are double het, and if that male proves for the G-stripe, right, we could hit an enhancer G-stripe 100% het, which is, like I said, our goal for this year. So is to get that male to go back to like those 2 triple het females that are growing up. We still have a quad het, that should be here by then. We'll still have this girl to go back to with that male. So the whole goal, like I said, this year is to walk away with a nice male, and we're trying to make sure that the stuff we miss on should look pretty good too. So that's her. Like I said, she's in shed. She's actually a lot brighter than this, but like I said, I still want to show her because her stripe is like perfect. It's so solid. Yeah. If you're bored, you can go. We're not doing that. Like I said, you see the overlap. Like I feel like almost like it's borderline getting bored at this point. It's like, oh, G-stripe, another clown, another clown het DG, another G-stripe het DG. But
what's wrong with that? They're all going to meld together, and then
there's a
visuals, double visuals.
Exactly, purpose to that. Can break it up a little bit. You want to grab Precious? Spotting it? No? Why not? No. Oh, genetic testing. Here we go. This girl is.
You have one that you found it out already?
We have one out. We have a pastel enchi, 100% het candy, right? 50%, no, 66% heifer pied. This is out for testing already. I got the email back. They received the shed. I actually think she probably is going to prove to be heifer pied. She's got pretty solid. Like when you talk about tracks, she's got pretty solid tracks. I don't know. Like I said, it was a 66 anyway, so it's not bad odds that she's going to be. But to be sure, right? Because if she's not, to my point of how it helps push things forward a little bit, if she's not heifer pied, just heifer candy, I'll go a different direction with her. We'll use clown stuff. I don't need to. I'm not as married to the pied. This is one. I pulled her shed and it's sitting on the table over here. It'll get sent out this week, actually. This is a leopard, double het, candy and clown, and she's 50% heifer pied. So we're getting her tested for the pied also to see if she has all three.
Yeah,
we have a male.
Are there any things that we would like? Oh, ringers or tracks that we would see
on her? I don't see anything. Now I have her brother as well, and I'll show you why I picked her brother up with her. I have a leopard, like I said, double het candy clown, 100% het pied, or no, double het candy clown, 50% het pied as well, male. And we picked that up because we have he has tracks. The reason that we have that is we have a spot nose, and she's getting closer to size. She's a little small, maybe late, maybe sometime early next year, like late this season. But this is the spot nose, 100% double het candy clown female.
Okay.
So we have the leopard and spot nose there, right? And can hit, you can hit candies, clowns, candy clowns. You could hit a Batman. It's a really long, really, really long shot, but you could hit a candy Batman. So
what the heck would you call that?
I don't know. Good question. We have to think about that. Do they have a? I don't know.
There's got to be a name. Somebody's got a name.
Oh, maybe you could call it. What's her name? The clown that everybody likes.
Harley Quinn.
Played. Yeah, maybe you can call it something like that. What colors are her getup? Her outfit?
Red.
Pink and red. It doesn't fit as good. Candy's more like purple and yellow, but.
I mean, there's got to be a name. Justin already did it with Batman, so now we got to keep everything in that.
So genetic, yeah. So the genetic testing makes something interesting that you could potentially do with this too, right? Because candy, toffee are one of the ones they can test for. So I could potentially, because I was looking for a spot nose clown or het clown for as one of the next things to add to the DGG stripe clown stuff, right? So I'm going crazy looking for like a spot nose het clown that's getting close to size, and here I'm sitting on one. Oh, she's had candy too. I want to use that in that project. I could still use this in the DGG stripe stuff, right? And clown stuff. Still hit like a Krypton with her. It's 100% double het for the DG and the G stripe and test. And she might be sitting on candy. If it's a male, I could use it for both projects. Yeah. And again, it's just another gene sitting there for when I miss. It's like, oh, missed and accidentally threw a desert ghost clown instead. Like, don't be there. Fall off the chair, dude. So, sending in my het sunset possible het candy as soon as there you go. Yeah, that's going to be a huge benefit for him. Again, their het sunset possible het candies. How much value is it going to lose if it turns out not to be the het candy? How much is that possible het going to go up by if it turns out to have the het candy also?
Be double het.
Yeah, it's a big jump, especially because something like that's not around really.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many people are actually working with that. I mean, sunset, let alone candy, and then both.
Right.
Like that candy
ale. It's interesting. This will be cool to see in the show and talk about because I'll test him as well. He doesn't really have tracks either, I guess. No, I guess not. I thought maybe he had tracks too, but I guess not. But we showed this is the leopard double het candy clown, right? 50% het pied male. He doesn't really have much for tracks either, actually. Maybe it was just the pastel enchi that I showed earlier that I was thinking of, who kind of had like tracks and was pretty convincing. It'll be cool to follow up now that we talked about it and a couple people saw it. When the test comes back,
what it is.
He's got strong tracks like that, but then she turns out not to be het pied. That'd be interesting. It kind of, you got to keep your feet over there. You're shaking the whole camera. You're probably making people seasick.
Yeah, I'm waiting for one of my pastels to grow up to see if she actually, has a ringer or tracks. But either way, I mean, she should be 50% either way.
We have. Oh, we didn't even show. Can you get the one? Can you get who was going to be Uma? Yeah. Yeah. We have. I did not show earlier because we're back talking about candy pied again. She's down lower. She's not a pie. One candy pied female that we're letting go of. We kept one. We hit our first clutch actually late 21, like November or something like that. We hit tied to a pied het candy. What's up, buddy? She's down lower on the left side somewhere. It says candy pied. We hit what?
You're selling a double visual male.
No, this is a female. We saw all the female. Yeah.
Okay.
No, we didn't show. Yeah, we didn't show. So we showed. Yeah, we sold what, 2 males? We had 2 males and 2 females. We kept 1 female, sold 2 males already, and then we have this 1 female left. It's up on Morph Market. She's like 330, 340 grams. Like I said, she was born really late 21. She eats every 2 weeks, decent sized meal. She's a good eater. Just haven't been like cramming food in her. But she's up there available as well if somebody who's interested. You're shaking the camera.
There you go. Somebody get nice.
She's up there as well.
Danny in your eye project.
So shaking the heck out of the camera. I hope everybody has enjoyed the
YMCA, I think. I don't know.
I hope everybody has enjoyed the free dance show that's been going on also throughout this.
It limits me to how I can, I got to show off that nice blackhead you showed earlier.
You smacked me.
I don't want to get in
You
trouble.
smacked me live on YouTube. So most of these go down after bedtime. So there was no way I was getting away with being live on YouTube without her today. It wasn't happening. Not without her mom.
All right. So we're hitting that 8:00 time. So Charlie, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now as a ball?
5 years. Where do we see ourselves?
Getting smacked in the head by your daughter?
Yes. Probably still having dance. Gray hair? What? What?
That's fun.
Apparently gray hair, which doesn't surprise me, actually. That probably will happen. What else? Man, like I said, we're triple recessive or bust, man. If we don't have at least the triple recessive male going to a bunch of double females and stuff, making some really cool stuff, I'll be highly disappointed. The goal here is to push things forward, not just for us, for the industry. There was like I said, I had some people have mixed responses when I bring up, making quad and 5 hets and stuff like that. But, I don't know what's much point in us making other stuff and there's a lot of people making stuff that's been done already, making really nice stuff, just making more of it, making it for collectors, making it for pet owners. It's awesome. It's not a knock on that. For me, I'm more interested in how can I contribute to continue to push us forward. And I'm sure there was a time when double recessive, that's such a long project. That's really crazy. There's enough double recessives now that I think triple recessive is realistic. And we've seen quite a few start to get made over the last year. So I think even you have to remember, once you have a triple recessive going to, like, say, the quad het, right? you're 1 in just on the quad het, right? You're 1 in 2, 1 4, 1 in 8 to make another triple. It's not impossible. If you're doing that a couple times a year, somebody who's big, you're going to make more. And those are, again, triples with a het. So now you're, once by the time you have a female and male up to size. All right. Once you have a female up to size 2, now you're only just 1 in 4 to make all 4. So, we just want to keep trying to push stuff forward. We got this one here who's heavily involved and interested in this. She helped me clean tubs all day today. You did for a while.
Not all day.
No, not all day, but for a while. I was impressed by how long before you quit. I'm serious.
It's a lot, man.
I'm trying to set things up again also for her too. If she stays interested in this, she can see projects through that I can't dream of. You know what I mean? Hopefully I've got a couple decades left, but she's got time to see through all kinds of crazy stuff.
The octuple.
Yeah, if we're not helping push things forward, I don't feel like that. Like I said, there's plenty of people making really nice stuff that's just cool combos for people who are collecting, and there's not enough of those combos. There's still demand for them. It's great. But for me, pushing stuff forward is the name of the game.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so Charlie, do you plan on vending anywhere soon? Or can we just find you at the next show?
We like to walk around and hand stickers out at the shows, right? I don't know if we'll wind up at the show. We're not doing a lot of pairings. I think we have maybe 14 planned for this year. And seriously, 2 or 3 of those, I'm seriously considering foregoing the pairing those females to wait for next year for, say, a better male, because some of the stuff that we miss on, I don't feel like it's contributing to the industry. So I'm trying to make sure that we really stay on that mission, things that are contributing to furthering the industry. So in some of those pairings, there's so many misses, and the odds are so much more slim of making something that really is pushing things forward that I'll probably pass it up and wait. Like we have a cinnamon pie girl. I might put the quad het to her. Again, you can hit pieds, a good amount of pieds that I can test for clown. They're probably sitting on 50% DG or G stripe, but it's just maybe more misses than really high quality new stuff coming out of that. I may push that one off. So I don't know that we'll even have enough stuff. Hopefully it's not, sitting. We had stuff move pretty quick most of the year for us. The last month or two has been a little slower. Actually, last month was still really good. This month's been slower, October, but most of the year has been pretty good for us. Hopefully we don't have enough stuff around to really wind up vending. And hopefully the stuff this year, except for some of the big shows, I don't know how much, and somebody who does shows, please DM me, let me know if I'm wrong on this. I don't know how much a G-stripe enhancer het clown, I don't know how many of those sell at the shows. You know what I mean? And like the Oak show and some of the other shows near here. So I don't think so. I don't think we'll be at a show vending soon. Long-winded answer, sorry.
Well, we'll see you in the crowd at the shows.
Yeah, we love to go and hang out though and see everybody, network with people, talk, see what stuff people are putting out. Walk by Danny's table and ask who would breed this stuff. So
asking for yoo-hoos. Yeah, I think Brandon makes a good point here. Shows are more for networking. I mean, I met almost everybody I didn't go to the barbecue with in Pennsylvania at that show. So it was great. Okay. I met Charlie at Oaks, the past one. So that was nice to actually meet him in person. Let's see.
We have stuff now. Like I said earlier, I didn't show much of it. We have stuff now that's on the pet quality side. We sold quite a few pets, but those went slower than the higher end stuff. It's just a fact of what we experienced. They went slower than the higher end stuff did. So I'm pushing more towards that for next year. Sitting around, waiting for somebody to pick up something in the $100 range versus we put something up at $500 and it just goes, or $1,000 it just goes. I mean, it's more fits into our model, more fits into the time I have available. And you guys are getting a full TikTok dance thing going on back here too. It's hard to really stay on straight with the answers too, like this.
It's distracting me too. I feel like she's doing the American Sign Language thing, like when you're at a concert.
Oh yes, that's what it is. So.
And she's just signing what you're saying, but she's not, and taking my eyes to what she's doing, and it's throwing me off.
That's true, Chris. We probably will be out at Gettysburg. It's a very good chance.
Yeah, I
but
think
I have to because I have to return Chris's cooler. So
yeah, I gotta head out to Gettysburg or see Chris next weekend. I gotta hit him up.
it's so much fun seeing people at the shows. It's cool and like I said, just the time too, the time and investment. And I have a lot of respect for the guys doing the shows. I'm not trying to talk down on it at all, but that's a hustle, man. Going and setting up the displays, traveling out there with your animals, bringing animals home. That's some work.
8 hours of it to sell.
Yeah. Standing at the table, having to talk to everybody that comes by. That's probably a decent amount of tire kickers. They're putting some serious work in, those guys.
Like for me, where I want to get myself at is, here's the stuff I'm keeping you're never going to see. Here's the stuff I'm going to sell to people like you, other breeders. And then here's the stuff that you're never going to see me actually sell, but I will get rid of it. So I will, Craigslist, things like that. I'll take a hit on it. It's going to go to a science teacher. It's going to go to a friend, go to somebody that wants to get into snakes. And it could be like a blue-eyed Lucy. At some point, that snake is going to get to the point where I'm feeding it so long that it's lost its value to me. So, selling a blue-eyed Lucy for $100 to a science teacher, rather than holding on to it for a year or 2 years and feeding it every other week. I mean, it gets to be a lot.
Thank you. We love that project. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. I saw, when Justin had the visual already, the visual males, right, that he got out of Canada. I never remember, and I feel bad. I can never remember the guy who initially hit the first two, the two males of the enhancer G-stripe clowns, but when I saw, the stuff Justin was putting up with those, I mean, it was just, they're crazy looking. And I liked G-stripe clown before I even thought about it with DG. And then to just layer DG on top of it, I mean, it's just amazing. We're enhancer, which is, people, I guess, another line. But I think the name of the game now, though, is, and that's what I was saying, like, if you see us putting the confusion, well, we didn't put that in there, right? I got that from Justin. We're going to try to put acid in it, trying to put black pastel in it. I haven't seen anyone put that in there yet in that project. We have the vanilla in it, so that's where we're putting fire in there. So we're trying to put some stuff together to do more than just, again, not just make it. That's not enough for us. So to your 5-year question, right? To just have made even the triple enhancer DG, enhancer G-stripe clown or a DG G-stripe clown, either one, isn't really enough. I want to have done something new for it. What have we done to push it forward? We had Blackhead going in that project, put Blackhead in it or something like that. I think the contrast too that DG brings to the table, and then the G-stripe clowns too. I think anything that puts more pattern in, so like the leopard, the black pastel, stuff like that. Anything that's going to put more pattern in versus take it away is going to be the ticket there, because I've seen some G-stripe clown stuff that was pretty washed out and pretty reduced on the pattern, and so kind of the G-stripes in there. I want to bring that forward too. So
yeah, definitely. All right. So, I mean, I know I've told people that Charlie's information is in the description below, but tell us, where can we find you on social media? If people want to, get into Reagan Renee, Royal Pythons, maybe inquire about a snake, check out more park, whatever. Where can people find you?
Yeah, we're mostly just Instagram. We just started a Facebook a couple weeks ago. We haven't. Yeah, it has nothing on it. Exactly.
That's the one I missed. I have your YouTube.
Yeah, we just started it. So when we post, and I haven't put a link tree or anything on Instagram, so no one even knows that we made one. But actually, again, another thing that I was stealing from Stephen and Courtney, they mentioned somebody leaving a review locally in one of their local Facebook reptile groups about them, and how they got a ton more followers, more people interested. They've gotten more. And I am looking at, there's still going to be some misses. There's still, and like I said, even this year we have some leftover pet quality stuff. So looking for a good outlet for that, good, places for these guys to land, ethically, not necessarily bird food or whatever, Danny would say, for the pet stuff that we missed on to land. I said, let's make the Facebook. We joined some of the local South Jersey and Philadelphia area groups and stuff like that. I haven't actually posted anything in there yet to kind of introduce us, but I thought about having that pet plug. It's, you know, because it's kind of that or the wholesale plug, or, you know, then people start talking about other unsavory things with their normals that I don't want to get into. But
feed the bird food, feed the caimans or cobras, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a way to do it. It just thinks we have, like, in our brains, like, oh yeah, a female double, whatever, throw in recessive, but it's still a normal looking snake, right? So you have to convince me that it is all these recessives.
Yeah.
And maybe
those are tough. Some of those het pairings are tough. That's why I've tried to put a lot of insurance in it, that there's some codoms in there, or that there are enough hets that it still would be attractive. I'm trying to make these even triple het stuff. Not everybody has the females in the project. If you get bad odds, male female on a clutch, that's a big deal when you're making double and triple het pairings, because all of a sudden you've got males that nobody might have females for. You know what I mean? And so as much as it seems like a high-end animal, triple het, the candy exanthic pied stuff, I haven't got a ton of interest in that, and I know why. You know, I was hoping certainly for more than a 3.1 on that clutch. People that have the right females to work that too are limited. So now I just saw somebody actually, you know, I had a feeling somebody would. I didn't really think unrealistically that in 2 years we would come out and make something like a double recessive that somebody wasn't going to be ahead of us on. But somebody made the exanthic, VPI exanthic candy recently. I just saw it going around on social media. It looks pretty cool because of the amount of pattern it still has for what should be technically like a snow, right? But because that candy is T positive, it still has a bunch of pattern. So I think there's a lot of cool stuff that can be done with that. If it still has purples still come in on that. It's a hatchling, the one that I saw. But if you can still bring up all those purples without the yellows and the browns and stuff, that's really interesting. So.
All right. I think, it might be time to wrap this up. Daughter's looking like she wants to have daddy-daughter time, or at least go to bed.
Yes, next place she's going to bed, so she's going to be happy about ending it, but that's okay. The quick, I kind of missed the mark on answering that question though. Instagram, we just started the Facebook, and then we have a more market. Yep, and then
in the chat.
We keep thinking about doing a YouTube. She keeps asking me about it. I'm not sure because I don't want it to turn into a dance YouTube channel, but we keep talking about doing YouTube. We were thinking about maybe she had a good list of questions to ask people. So you may see us do that yet. Let her interview some people. Maybe if she's sitting there running the questions, or we have more questions, more stuff to keep her engaged. I know I kind of dropped it on you. We didn't know she was going to be coming along tonight, but more stuff to keep her engaged, then maybe
hey, I mean,
it might be a fun new format.
I mean, she might be able to just, sit there and direct the show. I mean, that'd be great. It keeps her involved, and it keeps her interested in, what we do with the snakes. So, I mean, that
the list she wrote was pretty cool. It was like, what's your favorite morph? Like, what are your projects? Like, it was like real questions. Like, it was.
What do you think about this, Gene?
She's watched Billy and a lot of you guys on YouTube enough times. So,
all right.
Not Hair Down Fridays though. She doesn't watch that one.
Oh yeah, there are certain ones where we're bad. We get a language and whatnot occasionally. But all of you adults, definitely check out Hair Down Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Keys Constructors channel. We got everybody coming on. I mean, Billy from Mutation Creation was just there last Friday.
Nice.
It's a fun time. All right. So, Charlie, any final words to the audience before we dip out? I was gonna open it up, but I'm getting tired, and yeah.
All right. Yeah. I don't really have much. Just thanks for everybody who tuned in. Hopefully, we kept you engaged, showed enough stuff, or at least the dance moves were entertaining. The case is. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that checks in and follows us. I still get almost surprised and flattered all the time. People leave comments and stuff. Even it's just it's fun because we're doing a lot of this for us. Our family loves it, but at the same time, it's really cool to get the the feedback and appreciation that people are like, oh, that looks so awesome. That's so nice. What a cool project. Like, everybody likes the kind of the feedback that like, hey, this is a cool direction. This makes sense. And like I said, a lot of the stuff for us is pushing is about, with her being so young in it, I have to have the future in mind. So a lot of it being pushing things forward to know that it's going the right direction and to get all that feedback is really cool. So,
yeah, I mean, for me, it's like, I look at my thing for my YouTube channel. It's like, wait, there's been like 2 months of physical time that people have watched me doing this stuff with people. And I'm like,
that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's insane. I know Jeremy's touched on it. Like, I do this because I like doing it, right? I like talking about snakes. I mean, I'll go, heck, if I came over to your place, next weekend, you'd have to kick me out. You could not get me to stop talking about, snakes or football or something. Like,
right.
I'm in my zen. So to have people actually want to like listen to this, it's humbling.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going with that. It's just so cool. Like every time that we get like a post gets like a whole bunch of likes, or like goes crazy or something like that, or I look and see 200, 300 people watched one of these videos I do with one of you guys on YouTube, or see 50 people even in the audience or something at that time, 30 even. I'm like, wow, this is just so cool and it's cool, like you said, not even just from like that they necessarily came to see me or anything like that. It's just cool, like you said, to other people to talk about it with too, right? Because you can't hit people at work or at the family party with the snake genetics.
Hey, look what I hashed out.
They like glaze over, or they're like, oh, he's going to talk about snakes again. Here we go.
It's nice when you find your tribe, your people. And for me, I got a bet. You met Brad. Outside of him, my snake people are y'all. My reptile people are y'all, because my family and friends, they're not really into it. So I mean, to find this and have this has been really awesome for me. So, all right, Charlie. If you don't have anything else to pitch in, any final words, we will thank the chat.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks everybody.
We got Mike.
That's on, Kent. Seriously,
and
I love it. We don't have a channel, like I said, so it's cool when you guys bring us on.
Oh yeah, it's great to talk to, like, I mean, we talk all the time, but it's nice to actually like do it and then have other people be able to see it. 16 people right now still in here. Thank you so much for tuning in. But we've gone over our normal time tonight. Jeremy Morphle normally is on after me, but he's off tonight, and I'm tired, so I'm not gonna prolong this, into dang near tomorrow. Though I want to get the watch time, but it is what it is. Charlie, thank you so much for coming on. It was great to meet you at Oaks, and we're going to do this thing where I click on this, and then we leave you guys. Thank you for tuning in.